back. Final Scamp podcast of 2020. How you feeling over there, Malcolm?
Feeling good. Got some wine to
Yeah,
celebrate the new year.
got a little
Slash,
soda
I've been
pop.
celebrating the whole year.
Yeah, no reason to stop now. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do things a little different today. We're not gonna, go topic to topic. Kind of just gonna do a little year in review podcast. Kind of talk about our favorite things from the year, which probably isn't a lot.
Kind of.
And some of the it's some of the worst things of the year.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of freestyle it. And then I have some personal news we'll share at some point in the show. So what do you
Okay.
want to start with?
Well, you wanted to do the best of, but I got something different, or we could do
Okay.
yours too.
No, what you got? Oh, first and foremost, guys, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, @game_podcast. Thank you again for everybody that has been following. Subscribe to our channel. It's right down there. Click the subscribe button. Thumbs up would be good too. If you're listening to the audio only, it's 2 words, Scam Podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Thank you for everybody that's been downloading. We had another pretty good download week, even with the holidays. So we really do appreciate that. And we're looking to roll that right into 2021. So thank you again for everybody downloading, liking, sharing, subscribing. Tell your friends, tell the people you hate, tell people at work, tell everybody. So Malcolm, what do you got? Throw it on me. Lay it on me.
Little game.
Okay.
We're gonna do the worst of the worst.
Oh. Okay.
So let's, we're just gonna do 2 things, and you tell me what's worse.
Okay.
So we'll start off light.
All right.
Let's do we'll do George Floyd
Oh boy.
or Kobe Bryant.
Oh, no. We'll see you guys next week. Wasn't ready for that. So that kind of
The worst of the worst.
all right. I'll answer the question, but give me 1 second, right? Because I actually had a little something I was going to do here. I was going to say, easily, of all the terrible things that happened this year, there's a lot of candidates for the absolute worst thing that happened this year. So you got COVID, of course, COVID-19, pandemic, killed millions of
Yeah,
people.
we'll get there.
Yeah. You got George Floyd, the protests, the destruction, the civil unrest. You got the death of Kobe Bryant, a legend, the Black Mamba, gone, taken with 2 of his children, which is devastating, right? But
Yeah.
to me, easily the worst thing that happened this year was that video of those celebrities singing that John Lennon song.
Whoa. Just stop.
That was easily to me the worst
Stop
thing
right
that happened
there.
this year.
Stop right there.
All right. So we'll start with I'll say Kobe was worse.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Because the George Floyd
All right.
thing was tragic, but his 2 young children were with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when children get
I was
involved,
also
it's
gonna do. I was also
automatically
gonna say, worst of the worst. I was thinking about like Kobe Bryant, or realizing that you'll never ride in a helicopter.
worse. Equally as bad.
I could never die that way.
No. You know what's crazy is, I mean, it's terrible, but when they like those pictures on TMZ came out, there was nothing left. It was just charred remains, like not even charred remains. That sounds horrible. It was just ash. Like they wrecked that shit into a mountainside, and it was gone by the time people got there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So instant death.
So there's also
Oh, wait. Before we move on, was there kind of like a little bit of you when you heard the news thought like maybe made it out of it? You know what I mean? Maybe like some Liam Neeson type shit. You know, like he survived. He has his 2
I'm
kids
trying
on
to
his
think of something
shoulders.
funny to say for
trekking
a
down the
buzzer
mountain.
beater, but I don't know what that would like. He jumps out of the helicopter, daughter dies, but he survives. They get there and he's like, "I'm coming back."
All right. Comes back with
wearing
2 more
4 or
rings.
5.
All right. Enough about that.
All right, so you kind of touched on this. Oh yeah, so there's an option at the end of this too. I mean, we could do it technically tournament style and then have them face off.
Like a little bracket.
Yeah, but we'll just keep going.
Okay. No, let's do the bracket because we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out right here live.
So
What
we're
was the worst
deciding.
thing.
We're deciding on Kobe Bryant over George Floyd.
Yeah. Agree. Like I said,
Okay.
you bring children get involved, automatically worse.
You're right, because you know what? I'll give you that because people were on two sides of the fence with the George Floyd thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was on one side with the Kobe thing.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's
mean, and the thing is, the other side of the George Floyd thing was wrong, but there were still people on that side. So,
yeah.
What's
Okay.
next?
All right. You touched on it, but we'll start. We're going to go with your grandparents dying
Oh, boy.
or Gal Gadot singing Imagine in every video.
Definitely Gal Gadot. Definitely.
Right.
I'm serious. That ruined my year. I was like,
Yeah.
are these guys
Your
serious
grandparents
right
were going to
now?
die anyways. That video will never go away.
Exactly. Yeah, it lives on forever. The thing that was so bad about the video is like all these people were like getting evicted from their homes. Kids weren't eating, and they're like, "We got the perfect solution. I'm gonna sing a song for you guys."
All right. Next one. This one, I don't know if it lines up quite well, but we'll just go with it.
Okay.
So, not being able to go to a restaurant or basically lockdowns or having to vote for Trump or Biden.
Oh man. I'm gonna say having to vote for Trump or Biden because the one thing I realized with the restaurant thing, I love eating out at restaurants. I like going to new places and all that stuff. But the Uber Eats thing is very convenient. It's a little bit more.
I don't
whatever,
have it
but
where I'm at, but I
True.
do, but it's so far, it's just crazy expensive.
Yeah. So I found it that because of everything going on, they did have all kinds of promotions and stuff that it was worth it. You know what I mean? It wasn't really that much to do. So that's something I might use even after lockdown. So I'm going to go with having to vote for Trump or Biden as the worst thing.
Okay.
I mean, that might be one of the worst things that ever happened in human history. So.
All right. Next one. Learning about QAnon or finding out about Epstein's Island.
Oh, no. It's got to be Epstein's. I don't know, actually, because
that's why I picked it. I was like, this is fucked up because it includes that, but it's also real.
I guess it has to be Epstein. But it's kind of like one of those things where it's the news is bad, obviously. like, hey, we got bad news and worse news. What do you want first?
Exactly. That's why it's the worst of the worst.
Yeah. So the worst, the bad news about the Epstein thing is like, oh yeah, this billionaire was raping children, right? But the worst news is like, oh yeah, the conspiracy shit might be real. So there might be way worse shit out there we haven't even touched on yet. Like you don't know what not to believe now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if that's possible, shit, anything's possible. So Epstein Island for sure.
Okay. All right. Next, we'll do. So I lined a lot of these up, and then I was like, there's a better way some of these fit together. But all right, so we got you said Epstein's Island, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Next, we're gonna do. Let's do losing your health care because you got laid off from your job, or Carol Baskins.
No. Just her in general, just learning she exists.
Yeah.
Oh man,
pretty big in the beginning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not saying like Tiger King. You're just
Either
saying
way,
like,
somebody's dying.
The fact, the fact that Carol Baskins is a person and that she probably killed her husband.
She does suck.
Set this guy up for murder.
Yeah.
Oof. So losing your health care isn't that bad as long as you don't get sick. Carol Baskins in your face. You know what I'm saying? She was on Dancing with the Stars. Can't get away from that bitch.
That's so crazy. If anything proves QAnon, that does. Jesus Christ.
You know, we touched on it a few episodes back, but the best part about that is her premiere episode on Dancing with the Stars. That family of her dead husband took out that commercial. So it ran right after she danced. Yeah, I told you about that. It was like, we still don't know who killed our dad, and we're pretty sure it was Carol Baskin. So if you have any information, we have $1 million reward or whatever. It ran directly after she did the dance.
Wow. I wonder how much that commercial was.
A lot on ABC for sure.
I wonder if it was the same price as his life insurance policy.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm gonna go with losing your health. I'm gonna do with losing your health insurance. I'm gonna go because Carol Baskins is I feel like I don't think about her every day. So
Yeah. So I had another one for the Tiger King. So I'll just do that too. So what was worse, realizing that you want a meth head out of jail, or is that kid accidentally committing suicide on the show?
no. You know what? I've gone back and forth with the kid killing himself because I kind of feel like he knew. I kind of feel like he committed suicide. I don't know how much of an accident it was. Now drugs were involved, so maybe he was just fucked up and didn't realize. But they make a pretty convincing case in there that like that dude wouldn't have done that on accident.
I mean, with a pair of balls like he had, why would you kill himself? At least according to Tiger King.
Yeah. But you know what? As tragic as that was, I think the fact that I want a meth head out of jail. Yeah, I think a gay meth head who probably killed someone. So
Who traps straight people into blowing him for meth.
it also treats animals like complete garbage. So yeah.
So
the fact
Tiger
that I was
King's the worst.
the fact that I was sympathetic to that guy.
Still am.
Yeah, still am. I like to see him free. Yeah.
All right. So that's all I have written down, but I can think of a couple off the top of the head. So
Okay.
let's go. We'll do not having sports.
Yeah, that might be the winner.
Oh no, I had one. I remember I had one earlier. Okay, so Pelosi rejecting all those deals for before Trump got elected, or Mitch McConnell blocking the recent one.
See, both of them have, and that's the thing. They're shitty people, but both of them had legitimate reasons why they acted that way. Like Pelosi was like, we don't want to take a smaller deal just in case Trump wins, and then we're fucked, and that's all we get. So I kind of understand that. But in that, people lost 6 months of fucking benefits, which sucks. Because she was being greedy. She could have taken the deal on the table. McConnell, his is a little harder to understand, but he wants something in return. So I get that too. He's negotiating. You know what I mean? He wants something in return. And that's equally as shitty too, because there's people suffering. And he's just kind of like, well, what do I get out of it? So I got to go with McConnell just because of his dead, gross hands.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I was going to go McConnell too, because he's just like,
well,
and he was talking about Bernie blocking the defense bill, and he's like, doing that fear mongering.
You're doing the same
shit,
thing. Exactly. Did you see? All right. So did you see the reason why he blocked? He didn't block the $2,000. He blocked the vote. And the reason was because a lot of the Republicans that were against it were out of town, and they use this weird proxy system now that doesn't make it makes no sense at all. Doesn't make any sense.
I think they can use the proxy if it's like if it's unanimous.
No,
but if somebody forces a vote, they got to be there.
No. That's what I thought. I thought that you had to either be there or you're like, I'm voting whatever this person's voting. No, there's like this weird like law they have because of COVID where in-person voting counts more than proxy voting. So if it, like you said, you need to be there for your vote to basically count. Because if it's supposed to be like a 75% threshold. If it's over that, then it just passes automatically. But because of all this proxy shit,
you can
super
get like majority.
Exactly, you can get a super majority with 75% of the people in the building. So the Democrats had that. So that's what it would have passed. So I don't know. It's shitty. The whole thing fucking sucks. But yeah, like I said, McConnell's gross dead hands. I don't ever want to see that again.
That fucking neck, dude. I just want to skin him, dude, and fucking fry him.
I was about to say, he looks like a turkey, man.
Yeah. All right, let's do. I was gonna say Portland riots, but let's just do the riots.
Okay.
Or Kyle Rittenhouse.
Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse for sure. The fact that like that guy exists, like take away. All right, listen. Take away what he did.
One person's dead because of Kyle Rittenhouse.
I know,
many people are dead because of the riots.
But this is what I'm saying, right? You take away all the death, right? All the people that died in the riots.
Minus the death.
Well, yeah, you take away all the deaths from the riots. You take away the deaths from Kyle Rittenhouse. Those people in Portland are probably, okay people. Who knows? Maybe they are shitty people. Kyle Rittenhouse is an absolute loser. So the fact that like that guy, like the story that goes into the reason he was there is unbelievable to me. Like I gotta defend these random people. He just went there to kill someone. You know what I mean? Like he went there because he's like, I might be able to shoot someone and get away with it. Which, in hindsight, isn't that crazy?
I think he is going to
But-
get away with it because of the person he shot.
Yeah, I think he's going to get away with
'Cause
it.
that guy was a scumbag too.
I think he's just going to get away with it because of everything else going on in that situation, you know. But he did have
Nothing says fighting the alt right like using the N word as a white guy.
yeah. Well,
That
also,
fucking
like,
dude, it's like,
uh,
what?
if you watch the video,
That guy was chasing him though.
I know he was in a little bit of danger. But the fact he even
Oh,
put
for
himself,
sure.
yeah. But the fact he even put himself,
That
in
other dude came up behind
situation-
him with a gun.
Some dude was beating the shit out of him with a skateboard.
Yeah.
But just to even put yourself in that situation, like he forced that. He drove over from where was it, Illinois or wherever.
The only reason I have a little sympathy for
his
him
mom dropped him off. Fuck
is
that
because
guy.
I think about some of the shit I did when I was 17, and yeah, shouldn't have been.
Oh, I forgot when you shot all those black people when you were 17. Rough year.
There was definitely situations where me and him would be in the same spot. At least the end result.
No, I stick with it. Fuck him. I hope he
All right,
fucking
Kyle
rots in
Rittenhouse.
jail.
We got it. All right, we could stop there, or I could come up with some more. There's
Let's
just
just-
so much to choose from. You got one?
Kind of, but I can't. I don't have the exact detail. Let's pause for a second, and I'll come. I'll narrow it down real quick. So we'll be back in just a short second, guys. All right. So I got one for you.
All right.
The Nashville AT&T 5G bombing that happened last week.
Yeah, I feel
Or-
like nobody gives a fuck about that.
We'll get into it a little bit later.
I think it's a Chinese fucking op
All right. So it seemed like,
because it was a
They're ma-
telecommunications center, right?
yeah, the story they're putting out is that it was a random guy scared of 5G blew up this AT&T building, which is possible that this guy did no research and was just a lunatic and killed himself in the bomb, whatever. But also, it doesn't make sense because if he did even a little bit of research, he would have learned that would have done nothing to prevent that. He also didn't. Nobody died, right?
No,
Just a couple people got hurt. but
he
that was it.
warned people.
I know it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't,
That's why I think it
doesn't
was
make
like some
sense.
kind of Chinese thing.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, let's slow down a little bit.
Why not?
Can't be just throwing around accusations of a bombing on a whole
You-
entire race of people.
No, not. I mean, just like the government. I mean, Chinese people.
You literally
Fucking
said
Chinese
that's-
people have plotted for years in this country. No, I just mean like if you're gonna blow out a cell tower, like what's the reason? It's to me.
I hear you. I hear you. But
Geopolitical.
that's literally what you said. Though.
Yeah, well, whatever.
Either or. So the Nashville bombing.
I tell you what, that's one thing I'm not gonna get kickback on. All right.
I love the Chinese. All right, I happen to love Chinese people. So
You should ask
Chinese
people in
food,
Asia about
Chinese
people.
checkers, all that. I was gonna say.
The-
So if the,
You know, that's one of the crazy things I've been learning about with my girl is the inner Asian racism.
oh, race. Yeah.
It's very Japanese hate the Chinese.
Yep.
Thai people. I mean,
No, everybody, all the other
the way they
Asian,
feel about Filipino people is on another level.
yeah, but
And,
all
and Myanmar people, it's crazy.
correct me if I'm wrong, but all the other Asian races hate the Chinese,
Yeah, which is
pretty much, right?
it's pretty ironic too because like when you go back in history, like all of them come from China. Like
Yeah,
that's
of
where their
course.
descendants are from.
It's
That's
isn't it the
pretty cool.
oldest fucking
Yeah,
civilization?
it's all
on the
Chinese.
planet
They're
right
all
now?
Chinese. They're just separated at some point.
Just like most Native
Well,
American
white people are European.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then you got the black people from Africa, and then you have the Native American people is like the majority of the bloodline in like Mexico right
Yeah,
now.
it's Mexican
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
Because you have the Spanish from Spain, the European Spanish,
Mhm.
which is more like what you get in the islands.
And you know what? There can only be one winner. So
Race War 2021.
have to be an improvement.
I was like, yeah, you got me lost my train of thought. Oh, so the one side was going to be the Nashville bombing. The other side was going to be watching the movie Doolittle, but you haven't seen it, which is a complete dog shit movie. By
But that's
Robert
why I
Downey
didn't
Jr..
watch it. So
Yeah,
you don't have to tell me.
yeah. So I'm going to say the Beirut explosion.
I don't know. Do you think somebody killed themselves after watching Doolittle? because the death toll would be higher.
It would. You're right about that. You're right about that.
Oh, that Beirut one.
Yeah, but people died in that one, so that one's definitely that's not a good one because it's definitely the Beirut one.
Yeah.
So, we'll just throw that on the list to put it up against some other ones. How many do we have now? Do we have
We have
number?
7, so we do need one more.
One more. So let's think of one more really shitty thing that happened this year.
Okay.
Wait. You didn't finish it. You had one side was not having sports this year, and then you didn't say the second part.
Yeah. Or the Beirut explosion.
No, the Beirut explosion's already moving on. They're dancing. They're in the Sweet
We have the
16.
Beirut explosion, then we're gonna have 9 or instead of 7.
No, you said we had 7.
Yeah, so if we add Beirut, that's 8.
7.
No.
How many do we have? So we had 7.
We got Baskins voted for Trump, Biden, Kobe. That's Imagine, Epstein, Kyle Rittenhouse, Tiger King. I like the way things are shaping up.
I feel like wait. No, what was the opposite of Carol Baskin? That's the one I voted for.
Losing your healthcare.
Losing your healthcare. That's the one I picked over Carol Baskin.
Oh yeah, so it's healthcare.
All right, so we have 8. All right, cool.
No, we don't. We still have 7.
That's what I was saying. So add sports. Add the
sports
and
wearing a mask.
I don't know. I was gonna bring that up. I think the mask is kind of growing on me a little bit. I kind of like it, especially when it's cold. Like because it was real cold here the last few weeks.
Yeah,
I kind of like it. Just getting that wind out of your face.
I walk in the store. Those fucking e-cigarettes, and I tell you what, that mask plus the e-cigarettes is can't breathe in the gym. Straight up. Straight up can't breathe.
Yeah. I mean, all right. So real quick, we'll do a little personal here. It's kind of weird to me that you're smoking e-cigarettes because you've always been against smoking cigarettes in general.
Yeah, well, my girl got here and I was chewing tobacco, so
oh, that's right.
She showed up with the e-cigarette, and I was like, well, might as well just substitute for now.
Yeah, I used to smoke cigarettes, and then I switched to like Juuls or whatever, and different e-cigs or whatever, and now I'm kind of just like growing out of it. It's just kind of like whatever.
Well, I started chewing,
but it does help you. It does help you quit smoking. You can't. That's a fact because like as soon as I switched to that, like I can do this in the house.
Dude, I suck those things down, dude. It's a joke. Yeah.
But it's like I can. All right, so one, I can do this in the house.
Fucking 4 in a day.
I don't have to go outside every time I smoke, and then I don't smell like cigarettes everywhere I go. No brainer.
Well, wait. Have you tried the Virginia tobacco one? That is like
the Juul. Yeah.
Dude, that is like when you walk into somebody's house and they smoke in their house and how their couch smells.
That's what
it's
it
like
smells
smoking their couch, dude. It's so bad.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that at all.
Like, holy shit, you didn't change anything with this.
No. Even when I smoked cigarettes, I only smoked menthols. I didn't like smoking like what could be considered like a Cowboy Reds or whatever. Like those to me were just like too much, man. I feel like I'm fucking just taking in all the bad shit. You know what I mean? It's just like they put all the bad shit.
Any racist rants this year?
Yeah. I mean, didn't someone get caught saying the N-word? What?
I was listening to Tim Dillon's podcast, and he brought up. Have you heard about this Eric Clapton thing that happened like in the 70s?
Where his kid fell out of the window or whatever? No. You know, that did happen to Eric Clapton.
Yeah. This guy went on a fucking rant in the 70s when he was performing in England.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Yeah?
Oh, it's crazy. I'm gonna find the
I already found it. Did Eric Clapton once unleash a racist rant on stage? According to Snopes, he did. It's true. Using deeply offensive racial slurs and calling for the deportation of non-whites from Britain.
Yeah. Do you want me to read it?
No.
I'm going to read it.
Please don't.
Do we have any foreigners in the audience tonight? If so, please put your hands up. So where are you? Question mark. Well, wherever you are, I think you all should just leave. Now, just leave the hall. Leave our country. I don't want you here in the room or my country. Listen to me, man. I think we should send them all back. Stop Britain from becoming a black colony. Get the foreigners
out. Get the wogs out.
Get the coons out. Keep Britain white. That's off the chain, dude. And I guess Tim Dillon was saying that he did an interview in 2018, like reviewing his career and shit. He was like, "Yeah, I was hammered and whatever." Just like, okay.
What's crazy is that's not even the full thing. There's like way more that he said. He says, this is what he said about the rant. Right from the start, it was obvious it was going to be one of those nights. Shambled in on my head, covered by some strange object, struggled to free, and then warned all the foreigners of last night's aggro scuffle. And we need to vote Enoch Powell, whom described as a prophet. I don't understand what this even means. Like, is he talking in this? It says
I
it's
think
him
they're
explain something
describing
in the
what he
video.
was saying.
Gotcha. Yes, okay, that makes more sense. A rather distasteful beginning, although it's difficult to tell how much of this was the result of the large quantities of alcohol he had consumed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
not an
most of it. No, it's not.
It's like, yeah, my bad. I let the truth slip out. Like, okay.
I've never heard that one. Wogs?
I was gonna. Well, WAPS is without paper, so it's like without green card, but it's not America, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right, let's go back. Let's leave Eric Clapton back in 1972 for right now. Maybe he deserved his kid falling out of that fucking hotel balcony. Jesus Christ! All right, let's go back to the
Maybe he didn't fall.
he found out the kid was half black or something.
Yeah,
Like, see ya.
Cocaine.
All right, Elite Eight time. So take the first one and the number 8, and we'll go that way. 8, 1.
2, 4, 6. We still have 7. We need to do sports.
Yeah, add the sports one. That's what I said.
Just add it. Okay.
Just add it in there. So do that one against whatever the first one was.
Okay. Well, we can't do sports versus COVID. Let's do losing sports or losing healthcare. How about that? Or is that too easy?
No, that's a good one. That's a good one. Because I feel like they're equally devastating. And I'm going to go sports. If I'm going to be on my deathbed, I want to be able to watch the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't need a doctor right now. And that's all I care about is myself. So I'm going to go. Well, first of all, I didn't care when sports were gone. I thought it was good for everybody else because I already knew what the fuck was going on in the world. But I think it was good for everybody else. But when they came back, I didn't realize how much I appreciated them because everything was so fucking crazy.
Yep.
So
also to your point there's been so many nights over the past few years because I have all these fucking streaming services. Like there's always a game on. You know what I mean? Like, and I have 2 TVs in my living room, so I'll throw like on that second TV, I'll throw the NBA game on or a late night MLB game. I always have something on to just look up at, as I'm watching something else or playing video games or whatever. And when all that shit was gone, it was like, wait a minute, I can't even there's not even like a college basketball game on. There's
nothing. Yeah,
nothing.
Zero.
Nothing on.
QAnon.
Yeah, that was it.
That's what there was. Tell you what, I went deep down that just conspiracy hole. And you know what? I'm done with them.
Don't do it.
But I'm not done with them.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's not a
nightly
thing.
I disagree, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a nightly thing because now I'm so deep in Bitcoin. Things are looking up, basically.
Yeah.
I guess we didn't do anything with COVID-19. That's pretty funny. Yeah. I guess it all contributes to COVID-19.
Exactly.
All right. So next we can do Kyle Rittenhouse versus Tiger King. Voting.
So sports wins. Kyle Rittenhouse versus Tiger King. Okay.
Or wanting a meth head to get out of jail.
Which one was worse?
Yeah.
Sympathizing with a meth head or Kyle Rittenhouse?
Or vitriol for a
17-year-old boy.
Sexual predator murderer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Tiger King.
That's worse.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. The fact that they tricked me into... Yeah, literally tricked me and millions of others into liking this guy. There wasn't a lot of people trying to make you like Kyle Rittenhouse. You know what I mean? It was just like, this guy sucks,
All right, so next we got voting for Trump or Biden or Kobe Bryant dying.
Oh, my God. Brutal.
That is a tough one.
I want to say having to vote for Trump or Biden was worse.
So, all right, so this will be I guess, deciding factor. If they put, damn it.
What do you think? Give me your thoughts on this, and then let me get a second to put it together.
Okay, so what would be the flip flop of that? Kobe doesn't die, but you don't have to.
Yeah, they come up with a better
see, that'd be
Democratic
fucked up,
camp,
yeah.
like Bernie Sanders runs or something.
Yeah.
No, you can't do it that way. That's a win-win, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say.
I'll tell you what. When I found out Kobe died, nothing hit me like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think it's Kobe because worst case, if Trump would have won again, most shit wouldn't change. It'd be the same shit.
I mean, it's not going to change now, but
I know that's what I'm saying. But even if like,
yeah, you're right.
Trump had won, it would have been. Shit would have been the same. Losing
Kobe provided hope.
Devastating. Yeah, losing Kobe.
These dudes provide the opposite of hope.
How long did it take you to like think like this is real?
Dude, I'll never forget it. Just it popping up in my phone. Like, what?
Yeah,
Kobe's dead. No fucking way, dude.
Well, I think I told this before on the podcast too, but I just so happened to like be on Twitter, like scrolling through, and it was TMZ. Kobe Bryant dies in helicopter crash, and it was 1 minute. Like it had been posted for 1 minute. So out of all my friends and family, I was the first person to fucking see the news.
Oh yeah, me too.
So it was like, to me, I was like, is it like, that second where you're looking at the tweet, like, all right, it's verified, it's TMZ. Did they get hacked? So you click the story, and then you're like, well, wait a minute, like this, he's dead, like in a helicopter crash. What the fuck are we talking about? So going to LA Times and verifying all that stuff, and then realizing like, oh, this is true. Like this, like it happened.
You know what I always think about too when that first came across is the scumbag journalist thinking about how he has the scoop.
Yep.
And Kobe Bryant's dead. You know what I'm saying?
You know how they got. You heard about like how they got the scoop.
No,
the cop that was called in the scene.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's getting sued by Vanessa Bryant and the family. They're suing the fuck out, and the other people that died in the accident are suing.
Yeah, who cares about that?
Actually, one of the other guys was a scout for the Red Sox, which is crazy.
Really?
Yeah. I guess his daughter played on the same team as Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's daughter. Yeah, her daughter didn't play on the Lakers. No, same team as Kobe Bryant's daughter. All right, so next one. So Kobe Bryant, dying was worse than having to vote for Trump.
So right now we did Kobe Bryant and losing sports. Okay. All right. We did Tiger King over Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
All right, now we got the Imagine song versus Jeffrey Epstein.
Imagine song. I don't even need time to think.
I got to stick with it too, dude.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I don't care how many people got abused. I got abused in that 1 minute video.
Yeah. Imagine song. All right, what's next?
Yeah. I'd like to imagine if this fucking song didn't happen. Fucking scumbags.
Yeah, like, all right, so on that note, which would you rather have had not happen?
Oh shit, that's a bad question.
Yeah, let's just skip right past that. All right, what's the next one?
All right, so we're down to the next level of the tourney.
Okay.
So we got losing sports, losing Kobe, Imagine versus Tiger King.
Oh no, we're missing one. Beirut was going up against something.
No, we got rid of that.
No, we didn't. We just added the sports one.
Then we're at 9. I couldn't.
You said we're at 7 like 15 times.
Oh Jesus Christ.
What do we have left? Explain to me everything we have left.
We got sports versus Kobe,
Okay.
Imagine versus Tiger King. That's it.
That's it. The final 4.
Final 4. I mean, we could say somebody had a bye and do the Beirut explosion.
No.
Let's do the Beirut explosion. No.
Let's just do the Beirut explosion.
Yeah.
That's getting edited out. All right. I'm gonna say, what was it? So it's losing sports against what was the last one that we did? The Imagine song.
No, we can do sports versus Kobe.
No, let's leave those two separate. Those are too much.
Okay. So we'll do sports versus Imagine song, Kobe versus Tiger King. That's easy though.
Yeah, it is. It's Kobe and Imagine. So that's the one.
So
this one's gonna be a tough one though.
This is a tough one. All right, so let's break this down. Kobe, huge figure, you know, the
Yep.
definition of success.
Yep.
Cold-blooded killer, figuratively.
Yep.
Then we got, you know, we got somebody who's locked in, you know,
Mhm.
wants to win.
Yep.
Will do whatever it takes. He goes
Yep.
into film and he wins an Oscar or whatever.
Yep.
And then we got these, you know, we got a guy that's locked in. We got to imagine, and these people are detached from reality. I mean, it's so insane. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people dying.
Yep.
And these assholes make
People
a
are
fucking
being-
video.
People are being evicted. They can't feed
People
their
are being
kids.
evicted. They got no
losing
money.
their
And what do these
jobs,
people think
losing their
about themselves?
livelihood.
The ironic part is, I guess you could say in some respect, Kobe's only thinking about himself at some point.
Sure,
But
but that's what made him
it's-
great.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different respect, you know. I guess, you know,
So, looking at
your
the
audience or some
two,
shit like that.
looking at the two straight up, I would say the minute that Imagine video popped up into my life was very similar to what happened when the Kobe news popped up in my life. But the difference is with the Imagine video, the shock I had was different. The shock I had for the Kobe thing was tragic. The shock I had for the Imagine thing was confusion.
All right, here we go. So this is all right. So Kobe doesn't die, and Imagine still happens, or Kobe
Or-
dies and Imagine doesn't happen.
See, that's where we find the winner. That's where we find the winner.
Is Kobe's life worth the
that
Imagine
song.
song?
Yeah, I think that because I could deal with the Imagine song if that meant bringing Kobe back, but
But
getting rid of that song. Wait, what was the other side?
so it's Kobe doesn't die, the Imagine song still happens,
Yeah,
or Kobe dies and the Imagine song doesn't happen.
I mean he's already dead, and it did happen.
Yeah, and he goes down a legend. You know, you say what you want, but it's still
It does for sure.
it elevates his, you know,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
his icon.
I mean, there's a similar thing happened to Roberto Clemente. He died in a plane crash as a Hall of Fame baseball player. He was actually like bringing supplies to Puerto Rico to like give to his community when the plane crashed. And he was a great player. Don't get me wrong. He was a fantastic player, had great numbers, won MVP, fantastic player. But because he died in that plane crash, he's elevated to a godlike level.
I got
He was
a
in the
movie.
middle.
Kobe
he was in the
Bryant
middle-
comes back from the dead and murders everybody in that video as the Black Mamba.
I'm gonna say the worst thing that happened in 2020 was Kobe dying.
Yeah, I'll say that too, because you know, I got a shitty memory. I don't remember. I can remember fuck all.
Yeah.
I remember like graduating from college,
Mhm.
my nephew being born, 9/11, and this Imagine song, and Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
so
do
we're-
Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe was hands down the
Kobe's
worst
the
thing.
worst thing that happened this year.
Because you know what?
Yeah.
Everybody say what you want about COVID. No, not everybody felt COVID. Some people are doing great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody felt Kobe.
Yeah. Yep. And also, I think that all of these things, other than the Kobe death, were direct result of COVID. You know what I mean? Like the Tiger thing.
The
King
death
thing.
certificate still says he died from COVID, though.
Because even the Tiger King, the infatuation with it was the beginning of lockdown, and it just came out. That's what made it such a meteoric rise that it had, because there's
Yeah.
nothing else to fucking do but watch Tiger King. We didn't have sports because of COVID. The Imagine song was because of COVID.
But even like the Tiger King, the Imagine, I get the same feeling. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying?
I feel a little bad for Gal Gadot in that situation, because she'll be the one that's remembered for that shitty thing.
because
But
she's
it
the
wasn't-
first one.
I know, but it wasn't just her. It might not even been her idea, but she's the one that gets attached to that first. Like I can't even name 5 other people that were in it. I know.
Oh, I
Ellen
watched
was
that
in
new
it.
Wonder Woman, which was fucking terrible.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It's
Heard it was
just so.
absolute dog shit.
Oh my god! I mean, I don't think anybody wrote a script. I don't know what the first movie was like because I didn't see it, but I guarantee it was just like that one.
No, the first one was good. First one's real
Really?
good. Yeah, real good. That's
It
why
was just
everybody.
it was just like so cheesy. And spoiler alert, I'm gonna ruin it for you, but
Go ahead. I'm not gonna watch
if
it.
you got half a fucking brain, you could,
Figure it out.
if you're a shitty fucking screenplay writer, you could figure out the fucking end.
Yeah.
Like the whole world's going to shit, and like, it's like how's she gonna get out of this? And it's like, oh, her truth lasso's attached to his fucking ankle. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like they just keep the camera just above it, and it's like, there's no way she's getting out of this. Like, he's too powerful. Her lasso's not working the whole time, and all of a sudden it's attached to his ankle. It was just such a cop out.
So
The one bright side of that movie was Kristen Wiig was good.
yeah, I heard the acting in it was good for everybody. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. The story.
Gal Gadot was good. Chris Pine was good, but yeah, the movie just was drug on. It was too long. The action scenes weren't even that great.
No, they were terrible.
Well, also, I knew the movie was going to be bad the moment I saw like the director, Patty Jenkins. She was talking about something like going into the movie, and she said Wonder Woman's greatest superpower is her truth lasso because it has the power of forgiveness. I was like, well, what does that even mean? The power of forgiveness.
What? The movie's so crazy. It's so nuts. Did you watch that Arizona yet?
No, I haven't got to
You
that.
want something that'll keep you guessing, like, what the fuck is going on here? That movie.
I'll watch it tonight. I just watched, you know what I watched that you'll like is it's a show on FX. It's on Hulu. The whole
You know what movie
series.
that Arizona's like? Cheap Thrills.
Ooh.
I get that same feeling from that movie. You're like, just feel dirty after you watched it. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll watch that tonight. But you know what? I just finished. I just watched the whole series in a couple of days. Snowfall. You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
So it's about the CIA bringing in the cocaine in the 80s or whatever. The whole Contra thing, and on top of that, when the coke gets brought in, this kid accidentally stumbles across this other dealer in Oakland and learns how to make crack. And it's like how crack got started in LA. And it's actually fucking great. The acting in it and the writing, all that is fucking amazing.
It's an entrepreneur story.
It is. It really is. And the guy that sadly, the guy that made the show is John Singleton, the guy that made Boys in the Hood, who fucking died from COVID this year. So the new season's about to come out in February, but I don't know how much he was involved.
Speaking of cooking crack, so my wife, she's from Thailand. She's like, super Asian, broken English, and we're in the car and I'm playing Future, and it's scrape or whatever, scrape it out the pot when I cook it, and I'm like, you know what he's talking about?
Talking about cooking crack.
She's like, yeah, whatever, dude.
Yeah, I was speaking of Future, that song Mask Off, the one that was like a huge hit. I was like explaining to this girl, like she's like, I don't get it. And I was like, yeah, because if he has the mask on, he might let you live. But he's coming in mask off because he don't care if he sees your face because he's gonna kill you. And she's like, why do you know that?
Why wouldn't I know that?
Yeah, like we talk about, it's basic fucking gangster shit. Like everyone knows that.
The thing I love about Future the most is, obviously I'm not listening for the lyrics, so to speak. It's just his blatant drug abuse. I love it.
Yeah, I'm a big Future guy. It's also like, it's funny because
always talking about doing Adderall, and I love it.
He's also like he talks about like being hurt because like a girl cheated on him, like a lot. He talks about shit like that a lot. He's like, man, this girl broke my heart. But then he also talks all these times about how he cheats on his women. It's just like, it's like, yeah, I want it like this, and I don't like it when it's like this.
That whole Sierra situation blows my mind.
Yeah.
You go from like, drug addict, fucking trap star to fucking Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The definition of
what was his nickname? What was his nickname?
I don't know, dude.
Mr. Unlimited. That's what.
That's ironic because his personality is fucking limited.
You go from Slimmy Hendrix to fucking Mr. Unlimited. That's quite the turn there. So
yeah, he's like the fucking Black Leave It to Beaver or something.
Oh, but it's true, man. He's such a.
He's a cornball.
It's funny because he used to be married to that white woman.
Did he? I didn't even know he was married before.
Yeah, he was married to that white woman. Then he blew up a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna."
Wait, isn't there a story? Isn't there like some rumor? I mean, I remember hearing this years ago in high school. Like, isn't she like a hermaphrodite or some shit
That's
like
not
that?
true. No,
I know, but I heard it. So
no. Was that Sierra or was that the girl from with 50 Cent?
Vivica Fox?
Not Vivica Fox. The girl that was in like
there's no
G
way
Unit.
Vivica Fox is a hermaphrodite.
No, it was the girl that was in the girl that was
Megan
in
Fox.
G Unit. No, not Megan Fox. It was a girl in G Unit because the game had that like song where he came at them, and there's like a prelude where he's like, "That bitch is fine, but I heard she a man." You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. The thing I remember about Sierra the most is when in high school played football. There's this guy, Hassan or whatever.
Yeah.
And every time
R.I.P.
like that cookie song came in, we go, ooh. That shit always had me dying.
All right. Let's wrap it up here.
Do we have an email?
Yes. We'll save that for next week, though.
Okay.
Because we'll save that for next week. A couple things here. First things first. Thank you everybody for listening. Thank you everybody.
Let's say the best thing of
watching.
2020, starting the pod.
Oh yeah. Congrats
thank you everybody for listening.
Congrats to us. Yeah, and thank you everybody for listening. Congrats to you guys for tuning in. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at @scam_podcast. Follow us on YouTube, 2WorkScam Podcast. And before we get out of here, who do you like for the college football national championship this weekend? It's Ohio State and Clemson.
Oh, there's no playoff?
That's the playoff. Ohio State, Clemson, Alabama, Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's out. There's no way. It's classic Notre Dame story.
I think that Clemson, Ohio State will be closer than people think. Ohio State only lost by 6 to Clemson last year in the playoff, but I still think Clemson wins. And I'll set up Clemson, Alabama again.
Yeah.
And in that game
this time, I think Sweeney's just got that motherfucker's number, dude.
Yeah. I mean, they've gone back and forth. Alabama's won a few of them, but Clemson's definitely had the upper hand.
He's the only reason they haven't won it every year.
I know, exactly. And vice versa. Alabama's the only reason Clemson hasn't won it every year. I think Alabama's defense is a bit of a liability.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Clemson's pretty well rounded. And I'm not sold on Mac Jones, man. That Alabama quarterback, he did not look good against Florida.
No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. I just didn't think he looked that great against Florida. They put up 52 points, but the running back had 6 fucking rushing touchdowns.
What about the Bills allowing fans that scumbag Cuomo?
I love that. They deserve it, man.
No, I think they deserve it too.
Hold on. Who's your we'll get to that. Who's your national championship pick? Alabama.
Alabama.
Okay. I'm gonna go Clemson. All right, so rolling right into the next part. We got one more week of NFL games this weekend. We're going to come back with you either tomorrow or Saturday with our Week 17 picks. We'll touch up on the standings, see who's.
I got to be close.
First.
I got to be within shooting range.
It is close. I haven't added up this past week, but you were only within 2, I believe. Before
I think I went
week.
3-2. So
yeah, so we'll take a look at that.
I'll tell you what, you need to add up my upset picks because I think my upset picks have been fire this year.
All right, I'll go through all of them. I'll do them all before we record. But yeah, so speaking of the Bills, though, I do like that the Bills are having fans because, and fuck New York, fuck the whole state of New York, fuck New York and California. They're basically the same bullshit rules they're going through right now. But the Bills haven't had a home playoff game in 25 years. After all that time of the Patriots dominating, you finally get to host a playoff game. Let their fucking fans go.
Are they doing full fans or is it?
No, it's like 20% or something. But those fans get so crazy. The Bills Mafia, those tailgates.
You think people stick to 6 feet or they just pack the lower bowl, say fuck it?
No, they stick to 6 feet. They're pretty strict. Most of the other stadiums.
So what are they going to do? Interrupt the game?
No, they just take the seats out. Yeah. Well, also the thing is, like, I don't know. People are. It's not like people don't.
You got me on that Patriots pick. They went lower than 8-8.
Yeah. Oh. Let me see where I was with who I had for who did your Super Bowl pick was?
It's probably KC.
I don't remember. We'll have to go back and watch. I have Seattle over Kansas City, but I'm trying to find my Final Four and see who my division winners were. All right, so I had the Bills win the East, which they did. The Titans win the South, and you made fun of that, but they can win it as long as
Did we go
they
through
win.
the whole NFL?
What?
Did we go through the whole every division? I can't even
Every
remember.
division. I don't remember. I don't have your picks. I just have mine because I posted them online.
Oh, I was gonna say, okay, I don't remember.
We
going
did
through
though.
the division.
We did go through every division. I think, I think we just picked our division winners, playoff teams, and then who won the Super Bowl. But I had the Bills win the East, Titans win the South. So I got all the Chiefs win the West, and the Steelers win the North. Titans win the South. I get all those right. My wild cards.
That's not sold though. The Steelers, right?
No, they closed it out because the fucking Broncos or the Browns lost to the fucking Jets on Sunday. Crazy. And then my wild card teams, I had the Ravens, which I was looking like I'm going to be right about, and then I had the Texans and the Broncos, which were terrible picks. I don't know why I thought they were going to be good this year. I even said the Texans were going to suck this year. I don't know why I put them in the playoffs. And then NFC, I had the Cowboys winning the East, which is still possible if they win and Washington loses. The Cowboys win the division.
Whoa,
wild. I had the Saints win the South, which they did. The Seahawks win the West, which they did. And then this one was kind of a questionable one for me. I picked the Vikings to win the North, which they did not. I had the Packers, Bucks, and 49ers as the wild card. 49ers obviously are not going to be there, and Packers are already clinched their division. And I had Seahawks over Bucks, Chiefs over Bills. So I had the Bills in the AFC Championship. So we'll see if that shakes out.
Is that you or me? What the fuck
That's
is
me.
that noise?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I just murdered somebody. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just ignore that. But I will say this: I'm pretty excited. It's the first time the Bucks I'm a Bucks fan, as you can see. First time the Bucks are gonna be in the playoffs since 2007. So 13 years is a long time.
And Oakland's out. They fucking blew it.
Oakland,
right?
Yeah, Oakland's out.
Yeah, what did they went like 0-5 in the last 5 games.
Oh, I thought you meant like something just happened like this week.
Well,
no, yeah,
I'm saying it would have been
had
nice, like if you could get Gruden in there, you know.
Yeah.
Tampa or something.
They just I don't know because they looked like a wagon at the beginning of the year. They were like 7-2 or something, and then just kind of choked it away. You know what?
Literally
I didn't
did
realize
the same thing they did last year.
The Bears were 5-1, and they're only fucking 8-7 right now. So they went 3-6.
That, dude. You're never selling me on Trubisky.
Well, they're gonna make the playoffs. So
no,
they are. They're gonna make the playoffs.
That's fine. Okay, they're not winning it.
It's just crazy to me that they were 5-1 and then just kind of went off the cliff there.
Trubisky's got that same stupid face as Tebow, dude. Same one, dude. Straight out, dude. But fucking Tebow, Trubisky, Eli Manning face.
Oh, the Eli Manning face is by far the worst one. He just always looked like he was confused over there. But what I was going to say is the Bucks are in good shape because if we win this week, we get to play Washington. We get the winner of the NFC East in the first round, whether that's Washington or Dallas.
Yeah.
And then going from there, well, I mean, it's given a layup.
He never loses gimmies.
Yeah, that's a layup. That's a layup. So
he never does. He doesn't. One. You never catch him slipping.
I mean, it's happened a couple times. Eli beat him twice in the Super Bowl, so that's a whole different case.
I mean, that's not catching him slipping, dude. Like, I'll never forget. When I was watching the game to go 16-0, which was against the Giants.
Yep.
I was as soon as they won, I was like, this isn't good because if we see him again, it's never good. When you see it the second time is never. If you won the first one. Yeah. The odds are against you in the second one.
Especially like they had rolled all year, and that game was relatively close. It was the end of the season. It was the last game of the season, you know?
Yeah.
It
was the last one to go 16-0.
Yeah.
And then you're like, we got to see these dudes in 2 weeks. And because like when you lose, you know what to change. When you win, it's like, we won. So what do we change?
Yeah. On top, there's a lot of things that go into that year. So part of it is that was the last time the Bucks were in the playoffs. They played the Giants in the first round and lost. So they could have just stomped Giants out right away.
What do you think of? I've seen this like a week ago. What do you think about Randy Moss saying
he was number one? I can see that. Jerry Rice definitely has the numbers, right? But
yeah, I'm a numbers guy. I'm like,
but Jerry Rice also played till he was like 45 years old. Like listen.
But this is the thing with the Randy Moss and the Terrell Owens shit. It's always left up to the what if. There's no what if with Rice, dude. He's got the rings. He's got the numbers.
Yeah, but he also had Joe Montana and Steve Young.
Like
back to back.
that's a what if. You know what I'm saying? Fuck that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that for talent, straight up talent, I think Randy Moss is the best wide
Oh,
receiver I've ever
hands down.
seen. As far as numbers, I mean, yeah, it's hard to compete with that. Jerry Rice has
That,
almost
like,
those.
Randy Moss is, and I'm a Patriots guy. He's like, oh, I broke the single season touchdown. It's like Rice did it in 12 games.
Yeah.
You did it in
Yeah.
16.
Well, also I think that record's been broken since anyway, right? Hasn't it?
No way.
think it
23 by
has.
one receiver.
Maybe not. I know
That
the
record's
Brady one
almost
got broken.
untouchable.
The,
You got to have as many touchdowns as a quarterback.
Yeah, that's true. And it's crazy that I was talking to someone else about this. That him and Brady broke the record on the same play, and they cut the football in half.
Oh, did it? What was the?
Yeah.
It was the 50 and 23, right? Or
Yep,
55?
on the same play. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, Devontae Adams this year got close, but yeah, you're right. Randy Moss still has a record 23. Devontae Adams had 17.
I mean, he had the best offense of all time. That's what it took to break that record. And 16 games.
Yep.
Fucking Jerry Rice did in 12.
Yeah, let's see, 1987.
And he only beat Jerry Rice by one, I think, touchdown or something.
Yeah, one touchdown.
So 22.
Oh, Jerry Rice. Oh, you're right. Jerry Rice only did play 12 games that year. Crazy.
Was it only 12-game season? 22 and 12 games. That's
No. He only played 12 that year because he played 16 the year before and 16 the year after.
Oh, but damn, he did it in 12 games.
I know. That's bananas.
That's crazy.
He also had 1,000 yards.
That's 2 a
in
game.
12 games.
Basically.
Yeah, basically. He was that's he did it on 65 receptions, which makes it even crazier.
That's one every 3 passes.
Yeah, a third of his catches were touchdowns.
Yeah, come on. That should settle the debate right there, dude.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah,
Moss have that year? 120?
It's got to be something like that. Let's see. Yeah, the other thing is, so Mike Evans needs, I think, like 60 yards this week, and he'll break the record for most consecutive seasons to start a career with 1,000 yards. He needed like 530 with 3 games left, and he's going to get it, which is crazy.
He's always been a beast. His temperament always gets the best of him, though.
Yeah, for sure. He seems like he gets angry pretty quick. All right.
Is he from Florida? He seems like he's from Florida.
No. He went to Texas A&M. I think he's from Texas. So close to what Moss had or what Rice had as far as yards per reception, but he had 98 receptions to 23.
Yeah.
So
1 of 4.
Also 1,500 yards that year. That's what's crazy is that might not even have been his best year for Moss because Moss had 23 touchdowns, but
he's part of the 2 best offenses of all time.
Yeah,
the 98 Vikings, right? Or 97 Vikings or 96, something like that.
No, 98 was his first year. But he had his rookie year 17 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. But in 2003, he had 111 receptions, 17 touchdowns, and 1,700 yards, which is fucking bananas for a wide receiver. That makes no sense. And somehow he didn't even lead the fucking league in receiving that year. How's that possible? 2003. Okay, hold on a second. 2003 NFL wide receiver yards.
The Rams.
Oh, yeah. That's probably what it was.
Greatest show on turf. What's his name? Terry Terrell? Fuck, what's his name?
Terry Holt.
Torrey Holt.
Torrey Holt. Yep. All right. Passing yards, passing, blah, blah, blah. Receiving touchdowns, receiving yards. Yeah, Torrey Holt, 1696 or 1796. Moss had 1732. Yep. That's crazy. And Anquan Bolden, it's crazy because they were so close, and then Anquan Bolden was third, and he was 500 yards behind them.
That's nuts.
All right, let's get out of here. Thanks, guys, for listening. Everybody,
have a happy New Year.
We'll see you in 2021.
Yeah, see you next year. That fucking guy, dude. Jeez.
Yeah. See you next year.
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, look up what's his name?
I don't know. I said his name in the last episode because that's that video with the Indiana
something Polizzi or something like that. Benedict Polizzi.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All
right, guys. See you later.
See ya.